Mugambo, Nolin and Kamalobako, Ata Serikali Kune Nyahola, Siosi, like now this mining. There must be prompt and adequate compensation to the owners. Then that constitution also says there must be public participation, wananchi, vamavabole, how they want it. 3, kwabisi sheria ya mining. But in the event mining yanja abundu, benefits lazima chiche hu omwene liloba wabanalio, a community yalinda, a mali yo, a county under which that falls, then the national government, then the investor. We have that law. The remainder is a process. How you go about it and how you get everybody, we need to do these things. Chinyanga ndio serikali has never move out, we are doing this, chawa. Lazima serikali explain levandu, bo, emali lianano, emali la yetasivala, including yourself. I can tell you, Kenya has enormous mineral wealth. But when you look at our economic survey and our figures in our GDP, you hardly find mining there. You find remittances, diaspora, you find coffee, you find tea, you find services, and so on. So, as a country, and I've told our MPs, I've also advised our president, that on our highway to Singapore, mining will play a great role. The mining who play a great role, lazima, huven and harmony, consensual relationship, kati ya wananchi, weka maloba, nende serikali, nende waekezaji wewecha who exploit those minerals for the benefit ya wananchi, ya chikaunti, nende ya serikali. Your other question was on?
In terms of the roads, miande chili bulia kali chili budgeted, alafu water way kodo manano kali kodo kali nawe so far likweli liaka khala bandrobulei nomba munjelela linda itawe.
First, I caution against unnecessary and unhelpful politicization of every situation. Sikia vindu vila vilio vya economy, vindu vila vilio vya siasa. No manyo wana siasa, ulini abona sindu Kenya wakeambileho anyole umaarufu without looking at either the benefits or the consequences. So I advise my colleagues walimu siasa, some of these things, it is very easy kuihalasine the wananchi and the serikali in a structured manner, county governments, national government, leadership, that is part of life. So that when you can either say yes, like I always say, even no is an answer. Yes.
Around 680 billion shillings.
I have no doubt, my friend, that if these residents and citizens are explained properly, they will understand. In life, economists will tell you everything is for sale as long as the price is right. I'm sure that people who, if talked to, Nombololi, if Elias Yanano, what this, your benefit is this. The government can easily go under and mine the gold as you live on top. It is possible. You can start a mining duct 5 kilometers away and come and mine under my house here without even my knowledge. And I'm living on top with my beautiful trees and my gardens. But that is not the way we want to go. We want people to be talked to. I have no doubt in my mind that people properly talked to will see the sense and will see the benefit to themselves, to their families, and to the country. The roads. All the roads I have mentioned are in the budget. The book is public. You can find it and look at it. Number two, we also have funds that are not necessarily coming through the budget. We have fuel levy that is used for road construction. Part of that fuel levy, now we have the doctrine of securitization, where you securitize the income from the levy to get bulk money from commercial banks, do the roads, and you service those loans. It's an innovative way of financing projects. You also have PPPs. Where you have PPPs, they don't necessarily have to be reflected in the budget. They're contractual. Like now we are going to do the airport. And the president has said we must have a brand new airport in the next, by the time we go to the next elections or thereabouts. This new airport is going to be a PPP. You will not find it in the budget books. You will find it in contractual documents in the treasury. But the airport will be built. And I want to encourage Kenyans, airport in whatever way, Omundu will never go away with that airport. It remains our asset. And we are left behind. Namakwa India last week. You should look at airports in India. I went to Kerala to see Mheshimiwa Ferdinand. You land in Kerala, small town, the airport is 10 times better and bigger and more modern than our JKI, and is built on PPP. So don't worry about some of these things. Whatever is government money must be budgeted and is in the budget for roads. Whatever is not in the budget, there are innovative ways of getting resources.
No, innovative ways, speak about president unende authority na kamani. Kekubola chilingi chino, echokole sindu fulani, chino chokole sindu fulani.
No. Cabinet.
Okay.
If you look at our constitution, any expenditure, parliament, PPP, any PPP undertaking must go to cabinet. And once cabinet passes, sometimes they come to parliament, a session of papers for parliament to have a say. Some are signed as contracts between the national government, the treasury, and the government, and the contractual parties. Yes.
Dina kama swali kane kana nano liebweni kama kwa level 6 hospital ya CJ.
Yes.
Abantu bareba sana bali kaba kariena bakira CJ. In fact balaba bola bali kama nika speaker niyo wa influencer baira CJ. Liswali liye habiri kama kwa uchumi nga lidi abolile Zoya.
Yes.
Zoya yabele kisungu mukuti sana. Bantu bareba no mukambeina mwabola muri Zoya baharere machine mpya. Machine mpya. Kaba kariena bakola leasing. Seli machine mpya tawe. Kubera kunende balimi baharungwata kunende bafanya kazi baharungwatawe ndiko lene ili nania sana. Alafu liye hataru bakoli ba pani paper. Kwaba newe PH gavana mwaira chisendi. Balala babola banyola chisendi bandi bahanyola paka saa hizi notawe. Unaba korosi na sibi. Alafu liye khane para monsieur brigadier ineli wa kweli. Para ineli wa kweli speaker.
Number one, CJ is the name of Bungoma town. It's on the and I think I saw you there. Now land a hospital, yenye bwa yombahwe town. I don't know land members club we move. Babukule kumalo babachibole ku KMTC. Babandu ba ADP becha Bungoma. I was not part of the team. We nenda our governor and our MCS at Kibabi University, Vahola public participation, we discuss about around Vanyola Bulime, SJ. I bought that land when I was an MP. There's a small MTC there. Probably it's going to be located there. After going around the county and assessing. I had nothing to do with it, I have nothing to do with it, but I can tell you, Evele SJ, Evele Bungoma Mutauni, Evele Mount Elgon, Evele Tongareni, Evele Webuye, Evele Bumula, it's in Bungoma. It is our hospital. Number two, Nzoia. Nzoia released to RAI. The terms and conditions of the lease are public. You can look at them. What was he supposed to do? To re-engineer the mill, engage the farmers, buy their cane, mill the sugar, pay them, and he assured that he'll pay every 7 days of cane delivery. And as he sells the sugar, keeps part of, there's some component of money, end of the year, omulimi anyola bonus yewe. The taste of the pudding is in the eating. Lekhanzo ya yanje kazi, we see how it does. New mill, functioning mill, whatever, eye kazi ya serikali, nende, the leasing aspect. I have never been there since they leased the factory. I'll go there when it starts working to see how it is. But when I fly over, I see there's a test run going on. So let's wait and see. I have no doubt whatsoever in my mind that farmers of Zoya are going to be very happy. I'm also a cane farmer. In fact, in Gavati side, police and Zoya, I have planted now 20 acres of cane. And I'm a farmer waiting to harvest my cane when it starts and join other farmers. Part of the leasing agreement, I was informed by the treasurer, was Hurungavalimi and the Hurungavaholimu until they finish. How much they have done, I don't have the figures, but I know some farmers were paid some money. I can check that and share with you. And those farmers, I'm in constant touch with them. I also meet them and speak with them. Pan paper, it was a long, protracted process from 2013, in fact 2010, until last year, when I convinced the government, Varak Mapesa, mu budget, and this money was based on everything that was worked out with the Union of Retirees, the current management of Pan Paper, the Ministry of Trade and Industry, and the Treasury. They brought money, we went and presented. I have no idea about who has not been paid. The only thing I had, the workers back on Blainavali, was taxed. And when I looked at the law, terminal benefits are taxable. And nobody, not even Parliament, can forgive you from paying tax. So if you are paid 100 shillings and tax is 16% or 10% or 30%, it will be taken off. I can tell you, for example, as Speaker, my salary is about 1.6 million. I pay tax on that of 668,000 a month. We almost share half-half with the government, and nobody can forgive me from paying tax, not even Parliament, not even the President. So tax. That is the law. Final benefits, your salary, are all taxable, and nobody can forgive you for that. Mr. Brigadier, like I said, in the last budget, we put money. I have been talking to CS Chirchir. I know the contractor went back to the site. I know he has done some milestone. All we need to do is to push and make sure that road is finished. There's a supplementary coming in February. I'll ensure through the committee that something is done so that we can continue with that road.
Omwami iwe wahaba musiasa miaka mingi zaidi ne
sana
lolwa okuba mulala kubemrisiva kisiasa khurira timbakati bulia au ndikatana kushire kugira mukukali ko western politics mberio khulona kani nawe miaka jo haba musiasa kino chikira shina zi factory tebulia shinga khurira mwami kisana na kurebanga mukhoka kanzoya mukhoka mumiasi sugar factory Pan Paper factory tebulia icheshina tia kwa kali ya kunjelira linelo ne icheshina shukunya lokula bundu nomba kubeni kunyola tsi companies factories tsokolanga kuchati kutsirira kunyola matunda kama mundu mulia.
You know, that's a very good question. There are many people, Bolanga people especially, who either on the opposite of me in politics, in politics. They say all sorts of things. I went into politics in 1992. The only time we were in government was when we came in with Wamalwa and Kibaki. 2002. I was an assistant minister. 2007, I became a full minister. In 2012, 13, we went to elections. I paired with Raila as code. We lost elections. We went into opposition. It is around that time that Pan Paper collapsed. I remained in opposition from that time, 2012, until 2022. I was in opposition, asking questions and getting no answers. And the Hansard everywhere will bear me out. When Pan Paper was sold, I was in opposition. It was sold by government. Nzoia Kiyumba, I was in opposition. I was not in government. Mumias Kiyumba, Mumias was doing very well. Until 2013, 14, 15, the Mumias collapsed. I was in opposition. All this time, we came back in 2022 in government. Nzoia is what I've already told you. Least work is going on. If you go to Busia, Budalangi sugar rice mills, you will be impressed. It looks like Mwea, the work of the government in which I am now. If you go to Nasewa and see the construction of the EPZ, you'll think it's at river. Beautiful structures going on to bring investors. Nocha, Chifactory Chin, the Chichechili Juzi, they're working. Those ones have no responsibility, they're private enterprise. Butali, West Kenya, Naitiri, and we support them. Pan Paper, immediately it was sold. The government, the same government that sold it, banned harvesting of trees. And Pan Paper technology relies on pulp from trees. It is until now, 3 months ago, on our representation, that the government took matter to cabinet. Cabinet approved that Pan Paper can now harvest mature plantation forests of pinus trees, cypress, and eucalyptus, which are used in pulping to make paper. So, as we speak, in my tenure in government, which started in 2022, Pan Paper is going to start pulping and creating paper. So, I was in opposition. What was I supposed to do? 2013 to 2022. And you know very well, during that time, President Uhuru, President UFO Kenya, for the 10 years I was in the Senate, I saw him in Western about 2-3 times. I'm sure you come from Western, you know. How many times have you seen us bring the president for development programs in Western? And he makes pronouncements. He came to Mumias. Kawel's and bonus. No, just I Mumias. I pass there every other day. Mumias is milling. I pass over Mumias nuclears. They have planted cane. It looks very green and beautiful. Valimi, they are continuing to plant cane. Whether it's satisfactory or not is a quantifiable issue, but something is going on. Valimi Vanzoya, we have encouraged them. I have told you I'm an example. I have planted cane. We are planting coffee. This year, I am trying to plant coffee, 60 acres, and I'm encouraging every farmer. You are going to get good money because coffee worldwide is now more profitable than even any other crop.
Right.
Bwana Spika, now that we serikali endebe yakabaga kutohiguruhara na oboye president yakaza Western Kenya hari kanyinge. So where are we na 30% yetu? Kobe ku percent yake sahi.
No speaker abantu bakaliba bwa president ki trips ni cha meka Western wefwe. Se chirine ende evaluate projects chimbo fanga chimbeke ekindi tawe. Ukana kecha kubukana ubukana amekecha kumupira amekecha ukenda sana amale basi chimilioni anochirano ano chimilioni chibili ano chimilioni chitaru basi chichi project chisiro chimpofu kabisa tawe bantu balapa bola bali
President kecha khulonje chibarabara, you know it. E barabara na khulonjile yal Tarbo Sikhendu is over 1.4 billion. The highway near Kalonje Rironi, which is going all the way to Malaba, is billions of shillings. That he launched in Rironi doesn't mean it doesn't affect us. A hospital ya Kakamega, 6 billion, the referral hospital, Emilio, Kazi, who will contractor Kaholeta down. A hospital is 8 billion, it is not 5 million. It is going to be done. Chisoko. Esoko ya Chwele, it is 350 million, it is ongoing. Soko kubwa mtaoni, 750 million, it is ongoing. Chisoko Chili, Nocha, Kakamega, Noja Vihiga, Nocha Busia, they're all ongoing. President Kechanga, Mukesi Yanku programs, Nocha Budalangi Rice Scheme, there is a funding of close to 3 billion to expand that scheme so that it can be as big or comparable to Mwea and Ahero. It may not be enough, but something is going on that is visible, which we can talk about. Stadium here, Kakamega, Buhungwe Yakwam, the government has taken over. It is doing it to finish it so that when we go to AFCON, it can be used. Stadium here can do it. Nehohola Madaraka Day. Contractor Babechamo, they didn't finish it. We have started with the president. We have handed it over to the Ministry of Sports. They're coming to finish it up so that it can be put to good use. So that statement is not true. Yes.
Safi urumdo sana mrikirisi wirede mlembe from kabalia Voka FM nende Sule FM bulano kwenya kubera kwinjiranga muri lomo lya siasa tibulia ne siasa tibulia tene no mwami speaker Wetangula ndaba no konya kabena no wa asilimia 30
yes, I'll come to that. Yes.
Ya msalia nende nombe wenende msalia mudabadi mwalakwa kulona kanenda mkwaka kebulia ne bandu barevanga amakwa ko bulala webulia shinshi langu lya unity kwa kabana ku rawli muduno imyaka emingi zaidi omwami bandu bajeroba kurevanga iminyaka no nombe shida na bandu abaluya nomba abemirisibe bulia yiwe no le momwami
Omami speaker
Pasa kwanjile 30% niyo na mahana wa sayina.
No, rengira ku 30% nende siasa yebuluya ata khwabele nende luyoka Bungoma kiwanja ndeke bo benya bomba kho smart city luyoka lwabele obukhwekhwesani bemisye bayira mukoti alafu aba kiwanja ndeke bayile matulo ya strip ngoro niyo wikhala nenda ngola kabona kana kacha bindu bifwana biriena smart city abundu awo namwe
Kisondio wa Mabungoma. First of all, kiwanja ndege is the property of national government. It is not the property of the county. It is not the property of any individual. Correct? Matulo is the property of the national government. Is the property of Kenya Airports Authority. Leaders ba Bungoma, all MPs, Vehalan and the president, it says in Indio, Kava Volali, I have a plan for the following. Namo Mbahile airstrip, we are developing it to be an airport. Even yesterday, the chairman of Airports Authority, Caleb Kositany, was in Matulo, and he called me and told me they are expanding the runway. In 2 months, it will be ready by 600 meters. 500 meters on the Webuye town side and 110 meters on the Nzoia side. We already have a signed agreement with an airline to do commercial flights at Matulo. Governor was tasked and he's told me he's doing it to acquire extra land, and Kositanya has told me in 3 months they'll have finished building a small terminal building, Geli Kakamega. We'll use Webuye airstrip. So Webuye is Bungoma.
Yeah.
The airport at Bungoma town, which already had been grabbed by people in Paka Imebaki Kitu Kidogo, it's only 30 acres. the national government said we are going to decommission this airport. And it was decommissioned from an airport to public land owned by the national government. And the national government said we'll put up a smart city and other facilities to grow Bungoma. And I've said, and I say it again, I wish Bungoma and Kakamega to become cities in our lifetime as our major towns. Those are in 1 inch. Every property I have bought. I cannot go and interfere with public land in Bungoma, my home. I don't know, we know Chahawabinale or Vinamuita.
Sawa mwami, nano kuhile mu siasa yebuduya
30%. The agreement we signed as Kenya Kwanza, ANC, Ford Kenya, and the UDA, is in public domain. What did we say? Don't read it selectively. Holomakuli, ANC and Ford Kenya take control of the Mlembe vote in Western Kenya, in our 5 counties, and must do the following: deliver 70% of the vote. After delivering 70% of the vote, then you'll be entitled to 30% of appointments. You'll be entitled to roads, these kilometers, and those things that are there. What did we deliver? Busia, 10%. Vihiga, 40%, or slightly below. Kakamega, about 20%. Trans Nzoia, about 48%. Only Bungoma delivered 71% of the vote. So where is the contractual probity here? I just hear people say 30%, 30%. It was a conditional agreement. But what has the president done? Even with that, he still honored the agreement. Musale is PCS. He honored the agreement. Papua Roma is speaker. He honored the agreement. We have minister. He honored the agreement. We have 7 PSs. He honored the agreement. We have several ambassadors. We can count them. He honored the agreement. The roads are going on. He honored the agreement. We agreed. We revive Nzoia. We revive Mumias. It is on course. He honored the agreement. The development that's going on anywhere else in the country will go on in Western. I have already counted for you. Did we deliver 70% as a Mlembe vote? We didn't. But he honored the bargain. Only Bungoma delivered 71%. The rest didn't. So don't read that agreement selectively. Read it in totality and appreciate it. Go on.
So kwa hivyo mwami iminangambo in terms of representation hudula timbakati yebulia muserikali ya bulano hulona kanina huli sawa nomba hulikonda akandi Kenya hana kabeka tusibua kama abaluya muserikali ya bulano.
Everybody is an Oliver Twist. Thank you, but give me some more. Everywhere. Even when they have a lot, they still say, thank you, but give me some more. But no lola muserikali, hulina the PCS, hulina the speaker, hulina the parliament, hulina the majority whip in the Senate, hulina the minister of Paranya as a community, hulina the minister of Nahumicha as a community, hulina the PSC, 7 of them, hulina the ambassadors, many of them. Even so, Namwamba has been deployed from here. to Kampala. Susan Nahumicha is ambassador at UNEP. We have Ken Nganga in Dubai. We have many ambassadors that we can count. We have many middle-level senior civil servants that we can count. We have Gilbert Masengeli. He is the deputy IG. We've never had a deputy IG as a community since independence. We have the commander of the Air Force, General. Before, we have the deputy army commander, the deputy Kihariri, he's Omenda from Vihiga. We've not had that. We have the chairman of Central Bank of Kenya, the son of Professor Richard Musangi, called Mukite. He's from Western. We have the Commissioner General of KRA, Humphrey Watanga. We have never had that since independence. He's there in charge of KRA. We have many. We have Wabuyabo, is the head of the nuclear something in the Ministry of Health. We can count on and
give and take umwami.
Yes.
Give and take ili the man shirosho only Bungoma delivered in terms of ya.
But the people I've counted are not from Bungoma.
In terms of no mbenenya kureva.
Yes.
In terms of ya Luya unity.
Yes.
Hulona kadina umwami kama speaker. Shida ni Luya unity. Abimi receive Luya. That's why I would shimonya lokore ratikura lala mbonbo ranga abaluya huenjei. No lenga unde bali abasendro bola huengei ni balengei. How de bulia now when we shida na nyelokoni nyolakana.
So to begin with, as a leader who comes from Bungoma, I have never and I will never say that because Bungoma is the one that delivered 71%, it should have whatever is available. I cannot and I will never say that because I believe that our community is one and our community is part of Kenya. Right? That's number one. Number two, it is also not true that Uluyas cannot unite. In 2002, we all voted behind Wamalwa Kijana when we came in with NAC. And this can happen again. We have no elections now. Judge us when elections come. And Kenya being a democracy, people vote the way they want. But we urge them, give community, no community chindi, vandu va Mount Kenya, ne vapila Mheshimiwa Ruto, vechalala vose vamupila. Vale vefwe vanyolo, vemanga nende Raila, solidly. Vakamba, valinende Kalonzo, solidly. Let's also make a difference by standing together so that muvenende nafasi yehuvanende a stronger bargaining power. Lakini siasa ni siasa. Ulimundu alne kakewe, but we continue talking to them. I'm doing my effort. Vabunge valio sahi, at least 90% vali united under Western Caucus. I sit with them, I talk to them and encourage them. And Mwenya, Mount Kenya muteke seriously, Mwenya, Nyanza muteke seriously, Mwenya, Rift Valley muteke seriously, Mwesimuima alala, nyemube attractive to work with others. You can take a horse to the river, drinking, it's business.
Mwami, give me somewhere home. Now, of course, Vihiga County, is a Vihiga County as a whole. Kobe Honinde, modern Luanda market, 365
You have
million
Luanda market, you have affordable housing in Mbale, you have, the president has taken over the hospital in Mbale, is doing it.
Luanda market is supposed to be completing, lakini imesimama, it's hardly at first floor. So how will we now get some
housing? Because last time I went to, they are working. In Homa Bay, Gladys Wanga finished, they're working. In Kwale, Achane finished, they're working. In Embu, Cecil Mbarire finished, they're working. Somehow it appears where the women governors are, things have worked a lot better than the male governors. Busia, it is struggling. Bungoma, it is struggling. Kakamega, it is struggling. But I'm sure and I'm aware that the national government disbursed its share of 250. The county government is to add 250. And the agreement was, if you look at Kirinyaga, when you finish phase 1, the national government is ready to team up with you to do phase 2. So this is a question you should put to our governors when they come to you.
Kwa hivyo kaunti ya Vihiga, kaunti ya Busia na kaunti za Kakamega, zitahisi joto la Weta round hii.
Pardon?
Kaunti ya Vihiga, Kakamega na kaunti ya Bungoma.
Yes.
Watahisi joto la Weta round hii wakati tunafaa kudeliver 70%.
Well, I am a very positive person, and I'm sure that going to 2027, our community will stand together. The signs of the times you can see. In the Bible, Jesus, when he was asked, are you the Jesus we are waiting for? Alisema nini? Vipofu wanaona, walemavu wanatembea, wagonjwa wanapona, wenye wanakula, wenye kiu wanakunywa, wewe jijibu mwenyewe. I have no doubt, mbo 2027, etimu niyo kulinayo, Mheshimiwa Paranya, babunge waka Kakamega, myself, Musalia, and all our MPs of goodwill, and those who are not presenting some positive goodwill are not more than 4 or 5. We will be together.
Mm-hmm. And if that is the case, Bwana Speaker, what is the future of Ford Kenya beyond Bungoma County?
It is not fair to limit Fort Kenya to Bungoma County. The last by-election, we won a seat in Fafi, in Garissa. We have MCS in Lam. We have MCS in Tana River. We have MCS in Wajir. We have MCS in Turkana.
Talking about
we have MCS, no, don't limit us to the village. We have MCS in Masabit. We have MCS in Kakamega. We have MCS in Trans Nzoia. We have MCS in Bungoma and MPs. The party is not a Bungoma party. The fact that the leader comes from Bungoma doesn't make it a Bungoma party. Our national chairman is a Pokomo from Tana River. Our national treasurer is a Somali from Wajir. Our organizing secretary is from Busia. Our deputy party leader, one of our deputy party leaders, is Mama Millicent from Kisumu. So I resist the temptation to be localized to Bungoma. We are not a Bungoma party. We are a national party. Kenya kwanza
funakwa mukasie shama shilala kulono kana nende ukali nomba busoro bwa kurusi ya mkuu wa serikali kwa shama sha ANC shinga shawera na undi we kama Ford Kenya shimwafu na keshama sha Ford Kenya tawe hatuma nende aundi mbero kutsitsange kunyera kwa bola kuri na kwa kena
politics
na kuza Kenya mwami speaker kama kwa ka Ford Kenya nolole kapcha ipa election yabayo Fort Kenya sa yakhola bulayi. Of course bandu balaba kenda babola balingine yaba clear indication imbo akho ground Fort Kenya sa ilikho tawe seli nende bandu tawe bumba roof bwa Fort Kenya.
Bungoma has 45 wards. How can you judge Fort Kenya from one ward?
Bumba roof bali bwawele bwa Fort Kenya kwa sababu okebula wakati wa campaign yeyo in fact bandu baba ukasana wa speaker bolali kwape kura na wambuhe khengwire khwitiki kharechana go bifu bamala go monesa nano si gae nona ba bola bali no la bo maruvu wa Fort Kenya bwa be roli no buwa. Number 2 bandu ba bola ba speakers akipanga basale bewe tawe sikira bo maruvu bwa Fort Kenya no buwa. For example 30% wa zaini o mami Chris wa marwa ba bola bali wa mule khasali obuza sani ndena fasi fulani yosi tawe the future is ya meliri.
I'm sure you know Kitondio, but And Chris Wamalwa, I hope he's not the one who has told you to ask me this. Chris Wamalwa
Yeah.
was the only choice of Ford Kenya to be a minister in the cabinet when we finished the elections. It's the only name we took. The appointing authority is not the speaker. The appointing authority, Alinan, president. He came back to us and said, I will ask Ford Kenya to give me a lady. I have no space for a man. He's the appointing authority. But where is Chris Wamalwa? He's the chairman of Kenya Bureau of Standards, a very major critical parastatal in the country. Kenya Bureau of Standards is the top tier parastatal at the same level as Kenya Pipeline, as Kenya Ports Authority, as Kenya Airports Authority. So it's not true that he's nowhere. That's number one. He signed the agreement because he was the Secretary General of the party, and that was the requirement. He did not sign the agreement with any promise that because he has signed he will be something, but he was our only choice for cabinet, and he knows it. In terms of Fort Kenya and Bungoma, the party's performance, watch the general election that is coming. How it performs, then you will judge. Politics is dynamic. Mambo ya leo, siyo ya kesho, siyo ya jana. And me, I'm very confident that our people believe in our party, our people believe in us, and they will work with us. Let the bygones be bygones, tuangalie mbele. Yes.
Kakeno oli ekuranga ya kapcha yababali yaba against speaker nende omubunge so yabate msieta.
It was we were electing an MCA. Speaker kai makobu MCA. Speaker kai makobu bunge. When I left as an MP of Sirisia and went to the Senate, I move forward, I don't move back. Even today when I leave Parliament, you'll not see me running for governor or senator. I cannot do that. That is behind me. I'm looking to better things ahead. So I have seen people who run for governor, they go back and run for MP. For me, when I move forward. Nava mbunge, nava senator, this speaker, I can only go up. I cannot go back.
In fact, when you can only go up, Mwami.
Yes.
Inside of Kumanyire, you nende Musalia Mudavadi musukumanga two-term Yomruchi William Ruto 2027. Lafu kulonda kani nawe kama speaker sai okubolera ho kama omundumulia isaino anyalo chako kupara makwaka omuluya okubumuruchi weshibala sha Kenya omwaka kule nawe tsikara tsene tsokulonda kani nawe tsinyalo kupwele ndiye nawe mwana ne we nende Musalia wino nyalo kuba nare wembere uwo undi aundi kulonda kani nawe bemresibe bulia.
Speaker kumeda kuyago karuno limorobalizela hagati ya chama cha ODM nende chama cha UDA kuhambana na Ford Kenya itigara hai.
To begin with, the leadership from our region is not a contest between Weta and Musalia. It is people who decide. What I know, Boholi nende arrangement nende president. We supported him 2022, Home supporter for 2027. And dalili inaonekana, if you live in this country and you have eyes to see and ears to hear, it is quite clear 2027 is going to be a ride back by President Ruto, unless you don't live in Kenya. Like Chinua Achebe would say in The Trouble with Nigeria, that unless you are a stranger in Jerusalem, if you live in Kenya, you can see. And we, yes, if we have leaders who wage a more agreement than the president, who supported him in 2022, who supported 2027. And we have agreed and talked. But Niena Amala, yesi alinende jukumu yako supportive to succeed him in becoming the head of state. I wanted to be a president. I'm sure Musalia wants. I'm sure the others who want. And he said Bolanga very clearly. When that opportunity is there, Nendiso Rangire, I plead with my brothers Banonda. Na lukundu rangir, I will lead those who will follow him. I am not selfish. It doesn't matter who, as long as it's one of us. It is effort. When the time arrives, things will just evolve. In 2002, we never sat anywhere to decide that we were following Wamalo. There was no caucus anywhere. There was no retreat anywhere. There was no conference anywhere that decided that our leader was going to be Wamalwa. Wamalwa alijitokeza, and we followed him. And we walked with him to State House with Kibaki. When the right time comes, Providence will provide. Or Angirene and Dise, I'll urge my brothers and sisters, Vanonda. Now Rukundi, I will also rally forces, because it is not about me and me and me. It is any one of us. My abilities are not limited to me. They are also available to others.
For example, utafiti ya Revoleri, Mwami George Natembeni, Oli Bweni, Ebalu Yanga, Kingpin.
Yes.
Goro, what is your take?
I don't know the veracity of that utafiti. The taste of the pudding is in the eating. We'll see what he wants and what he can do. Na alinio ambasi yabandu, hallelujah. Nendise, hallelujah. Nali mundukundi, hallelujah. Nali salasi, hallelujah. Yes. You learn only umonye nako zaina pole pole. Okulonekana nawe. Iwe msalia natembea nina bemilizo bose bebulia. Winuli mbere mwana. Do you expect me to answer that? Yeah? I don't blow my trumpet, but I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going.
Kama swali kabiri umwami speaker, liye bwendi bandu babola bali saina bakuwe tikiti ya 40 Kenya basobere kura tawe wanga pati lito bolos na number 2 kwabono mwami timu wanyo ina bola kura zina kwabono mwami timu wanyo ina bola zina because I've already told you and the yours I've already told you I have no intentions to walk backwards and go to parliament as an MP or senator or governor. There's only one contest left, and it's up to you to guess. Engene hiyo wewe no members bande bono babunge senator mama county MCA basaina bamwe tikiti ya 40 Kenya sabira tawe. Number 2 ukabona mwa mitimu nyo na bola la nyarake makubyamba bindi bino byose lakini 40 Kenya tawe.
Yes.
What's your take?
Go and ask him. Yes. I'm not a spokesman. Yes.
Mwami komehone na Luya caucus hala ababunge kutoa imadiori wiki barakino na igasi yabona kola ndi bahambanya.
The Western caucus.
Yes, the Western caucus.
Yes.
What is your take? Barandari za koreta
I have been working. I work very closely with them. All of them. All the MPs of Viga, all the MPs of Kakamega except one, all the MPs of Bungoma except one, all the MPs of Trans Nzoia, all the MPs of Busia. In all the functions of Chichanga, they all come. And we have been to almost each and every constituency. And they display and speak a language of uniting, whether they mean or not. Let's watch the space. But I encourage them that perceptions run faster than facts in politics. Those are very good perceptions.
Kwale numbunge wa Sirisia na borandi in a few months na mbemu koheza moromi wa Barusha, spokesperson wa Barusha. Yes. How far are we?
I didn't hear him say that, and if he said that, I don't know what he meant or how he wants to go about it. You know, there is no caucus. I just told you about Wamalo. Where did the Kalenjin community sit to elect President Ruto as their leader? Where did the Kamba sit to elect Kalonzo Musyoka as their leader? Where did the Luo sit to elect the late Raila Odinga as their leader? Those are fallacious processes. People in leadership, you walk your journey, you convince people, or people get convinced in you, that is the process. Lakini banyala wako mwekhala mwabola mbo when you spokesman wewe. What if people say it is not you? Let the acceptability of leader yame mubandu ebe organic. Bandu bakubone, bandu baku appreciate, bandu bakurekeresie, bandu bafukile nikolom. And I can tell you, Huche Western, let's go to any village. Malakulange, bandu kuikhalazi kulomalom. Malawi khalo rekeres, you'll nani rekeres yabulai. You'll have your answer. You'll have your answer.
Mwami kwari na Buhungu 1, Buhungu 2,
Did you ever see me there?
No, I did not.
Yes.
Why not?
Because I don't believe in that.
So
that you cannot bring people with buses, with rehearsed statements, and tell them, let's choose who is our spokesman. We are a community of millions of people. You cannot bring 4,000 people in Buhungu, pay them and say we are getting a leader. We'll do things differently.
Mwami, are we going back to the people? Kuziakobateba mundu wabaenda abe spokesperson wabo. I know how you will sit.
Wewe mai omanyile. Efwenga leaders sekunyala kwacha Buhungu na mwe Kandui na mwe Mbale na mwe Busia na mwe Kitale. Horewe bandu mbuifwe na anu spokesman. That is foolish. You just play your politics and engage with the people, and the people will, from their conduct and attitude, show you where the leadership is.
For example, on the land of Mulangiro State House, kama balia bemirisi bakisiasa hurle bluya. Ne onde muruchi yenyanga bena ulra ilomo de mo hurle bluya. Na onde winonya lo kwema nendo kubola ne ulano obola kwa niaba ya bemirisi. The president is our operator. President has a contact with all of us, and we engage on a need basis. But when we have something about a region which na bola na lumbunge Rwanda na bola alisoko yefwe kwenye komba. That doesn't make him the spokesman of the region. Na lumbunge Mount Elgon na bola ali kwenye cheptais komba kesoko. That doesn't make him a spokesman of the region. Na lumbunge wa Cherenganye na bola alinenye barabara. Leadership has different dynamics, my friend. Very different dynamics. Nenyonyenga media, stop the unhelpful habit here who profile awandu ne kuvaram pigeonholes, ne kuvaram silos. Avano bo mundu fulani, avano bo mundu fulani. I will pay for your fare to follow me to go through Western and address public meetings and go and make your decision. Anytime you are ready. That is how you'll gauge and find out who is listened to and what is the intensity of the listening and what is the messaging and what is the appreciation of the message.
Nakuchana kumalizi omwami khunende timu ya viongozi balu ya babola bali omulu ya lasima 2027 abe khwitepe. Of course khwabonewe nende timu yokubola mbo 2032. Uncle, what's your take? But you have already last month 2027. So kulinda 2032 ile atai sana. Kwenye za 2027.
Yes, there are those who say kazi bora and wal bora kazi. Sindio? There's those who run. There are also those who also run. That is politics. Eweno chamu siasa. Wali ya volana newenya kwamba hakamechi okela
esibonye wambo
kolesi newenya kuingila wivuta newenya kubeya wipanga omundu anyafu tuka zuna bola senenya. It is one thing saying that. It's another having an impact. Look at the national profile of the country. Mahulo lembo efwefwe nga a community, where are our best interests served? Mu setup enyala ya khwambusia nzoya khwacha khwanja khukhola kakandi namwe setup niyo khulacha khwola nzoya karikari neliaro lifunikha nekhwakamamu. It's up to you to check. In politics, omundu yezi anyala khutangasa isiyosiyosi, but the taste of the pudding is in the eating.
Mwami Mateba Gabiri, Teba Jukutanga, bandu kuri Western Kenya, kugeragana kubenu mdoga mula, so that komede our bargaining power mserekali.
That is a simple answer. It's a work in progress.
Okay.
It's work in progress. Watch the space. The problem we have with our community, Ngano I have survived on hustler fund. Every morning I go to the market, I borrow 2,000, nanunua mboga, nauza, jioni, nimepata 400, narudisha hiyo 2,000, nimepata faida yangu naenda. And as you do that, you become more creditworthy and so on. This program, it is not a Kenyan program, by the way, it's a World Bank program. It will $20,000-30,000 is a lot of money. They can do business. Of course, there will be some who you will give. Annual lekers here who come office and the tie and the suit. It's not the end of life. It is just an alternative. Valio atu ne kuimili siasa. Valio vasolele alio msolele mtaoni muno umukikuyi. When I was in active legal practice in the 80s, na represent msolelino kanulo mundu sibete ku street. Vamutimane vamutila vamupakaho aje mukoti. Namukhalele case for free. Malanga kamala nekeja kumbona alinjeteho. I live decently. I gave that boy 5,000 shillings in 88. Kacha kanji siyabia sara, ga newspaper vendor. That fellow owns in town here more than 50 matatus. From that 5,000 shillings. Nenja Mukura, he brings me money as a donation. People can grow. It's a question of priorities. Olene chelefu 10, wenye obukulo mkhano mula yuche mu hoteli, na mwenye chokole biashara. Olene chelefu 10, wenye chopile kumubili pole, na mwenye chokole biashara. It's a question of priorities. And you can see our communities in Gaivakisi, they have done very well in business. I'm sure you see. Community of Mount Kenya, they have done very well in business. I encourage Sisibandu Befwe, siakhaba state khwingile muyasara generate wealth change maisha kefwe ebase kha Singapore ine khagole kha nyuma tawe.
Mwami wewe ndishiro kwese buyango wane parting shot hiyo Reverend Protas Makonere ya gambo mbene kureba mwami tafadhali kulondakana nawe kulende shishilangwa religious leaders 2024 bill ili yakaba nitya mu Senate nilo mole mrongo kulondakana ndo kwimera ama dhehebu aunde kulondakana nawe msimamo kokulea kulali chira abemrisi bawo khani bamadini balo bali betsidini balo bali bolanga lila kono libeo. To
begin with, I've heard that before. A bill is Elia Serkalita. I think he'll sponsor the Mungatano or somebody. A National Assembly. The National Assembly, I'll give my views. I don't vote, I don't debate, but I have a view and I've got authority. Well, Bishop, no, Pastor. Reverend, not to worry. The Constitution of Kenya guarantees freedom of religion, freedom of worship. And it will be important to guarantee and protect those freedoms. Yes.
Yeah, parting shot you man.
Akhoromali khwali maisumami nabono mubungo mami na bina bwera bolali. Ori muno kuba yeta ku negotiate chi project nende president ali luka libibira kubola kama kwa highest number of chisoko.
Yes.
And the improvements muchi KMTCs and the TVETs.
Absolutely. We have lots of KMTCs in Western, hostels, polytechnics, hostels from affordable housing. And I see Momo Amina B because it answers your question, President Kechang, Western and the million. No charter. Cool. Chevayu School, Kabombaha dormitory worth 170 million. No cha National Polytechnic Yasanalo, Kabombaha hostel accommodate Avana Chelef Chibil. Ekisio, she accommodate Avana Chelef Chibil. Shamberere, Kabombaha. Isoko Mautuma, Kabombaha. Everywhere. Thank you, Mheshimiwa Nabi. And if you sit down, I can give you a whole catalog of what is going on in Western. Rural electrification. Bungoma alone, Holina and the rural electrification this financial year, 2 billion. Kakamega, 2.5 billion. Fiika, 2 billion. Busia, 2 billion. Taking power to the people. Electricity, to change people's lives. Lakini, vandu vefu chisa jindala, they see things differently. What I want to finish with is, if we're a community of Western, Nanja and Wabunge Befwe Basaya, Nabina Buera, Mheshimiwa Rumere message yoyo, ni secretary we Babunge Befwe. Basaya waendele Huba United, who unite a community when in nafasi, who play its rightful role in terms of its numerical capacity and intellectual capacity and ability to work with other Kenyans to change this country. Number 2, saya baba wanasiasa befwe wapungusi siasa ihulumana nende huhomana. Sikia baliosi ya wanasiasa akana kanali neema ku platformu na kakomile wetana mwe musalia abaseli siasa ta. After abusing wetana mwe musalia, what do you go home with? Nothing. Let's talk, let's work together. Esendi oluno muchulukundi akhabeo wamaloka bao muliroka bao mudavadika bao mwangaleka bao, all those our leaders, they played their part and left the scene. Shakespeare said life is a stage. You come and play your role, you leave. Somebody else comes and plays his role, he leaves. Husimane huvesindu silala. Let's be each other's keeper. Let's protect the interests of our country, unite the country by working with everybody. Saya vandu vefwe bakamuombelesi mwacha straighter. President Ruto means well for us. He has shown it, he has demonstrated it. Ohole kasi naye ne wenyo obomwa o support olio wesinyanga nafasi yone yola obe supported. Omolaka bolali orao kama beka baske bani nako baje babutaka matunda ewe zo kabali wenya khucha khubutaka matunda bakhurerewo kamabeko ninekho uchobutaka matunda. And that's the paradox of life. Nolma zo lazima mbese na khalukundi inyungu yatekha, then you are not a good politician.
Uremdo sana Mwami Moses Masika Wetangula, speaker wi bunge ya kitaifa kulwa kunyolobu yangu kuitsokola mulomo inefu asubuhi lero ni nyangindi kuwenya kandi labano nyolobu yangu. Asante sana. Thank you very much. Murikesi we ready mdembe fumo kabalia lala nende Vuka FM nende Sulu FM kulwa kunyolobu yangu kulwa kurichiresia akali akabani kalumulo mungwa nende speaker we bunge bado balia bakaba inyuma wa kamera kulwa mpangilio chino cha mjadala kuno kulona kanende shinga kwa kabani kupanga kano ne balimo transport mkokali aka usafiri gidaiga kulinde balia ule kamera Moses Mwakisha lala nende khande balia bose bakaba ne ba alala kulona mkoka no kati kosi munjirani maridadi mkongo ire mlembe femu kabalia Pamela Lula Kadima alala nende mkongo radio ya Vuka FM Magi Asava nende mkongo radio ya Sulu FM mwene kisondio kuka
of Manu
Manchester United umwami oboroli wa Arsenal oribudo sana
sisi ni watu ya timu kubwa ya Arsenal.
Okay, sasa oribudo sana kukena kokosi nukubola, thank you very much mbara nukubolanga